There's one room in your house that gets hotter than everywhere else, and no matter what you do, it never quite cools down. Maybe it's a bedroom over the garage. Maybe it's the room right next to it. You blast the AC, you close the vents in other rooms to force more cold air in there, and it still feels 10 degrees warmer than the rest of the house every single afternoon. By the end of this, you'll know exactly why that room is roasting and a cheap, simple way to fix it. Because the problem isn't the room, it's the room next door that you don't even think of as part of your house. Here's what most people get wrong. They treat the hot room as the problem. They add a second fan. They buy a portable AC unit. They shove more cold air at it. But that room isn't generating heat on its own. It's sitting right next to a giant metal box that's been soaking up sun all day. Your garage. Think about what a garage door actually is. On most homes, it's a big, flat, uninsulated sheet of steel facing the driveway, taking direct sun for hours. Steel doesn't block heat. Steel absorbs it and passes it straight through. By mid-afternoon, the inside surface of that door can hit 130, 140 degrees. That heat radiates into the garage bakes, and then it bleeds through the shared wall and shared ceiling into your living space. The room above the garage or beside it is just downstream of a furnace you didn't know you had. So you're not cooling a hot room, you're fighting a hot garage that keeps refilling it. And that's why this fix works so well, because it stops the heat one step upstream at the door itself before the garage ever heats up. The fix is rigid foam board cut into panels and fit into the sections of your garage door. There are two versions. The purpose-built option is a garage door insulation kit. These are pre-cut foam panels with a finished facing made to snap into standard door sections. They look clean and they go in fast, but you pay for the convenience. A kit for a double door often runs $60 to $100 or more. The budget option is plain foil-faced foam board from any hardware store. A couple of 4x8 sheets cut to fit, and you've done a full double garage for around $40. It's the exact same idea. Foam for the insulation, the foil facing to bounce radiant heat back out. It's not as polished up close, but bolted to the back of a door nobody inspects, it gets you most of the way there for a fraction of the price. And here's the number that makes this real. The Department of Energy points out that an attached garage isn't a separate building. It shares walls and framing with your living space, so heat moves freely between them. Insulating that door can knock the garage's peak temperature down by 10 to 20 degrees. 10 to 20 degrees, right on the other side of the wall from the room you've been fighting all summer. That's not a gadget. That's just stopping the heat where it comes in. Making it practical. First, measure the recessed sections in your garage door. Most doors have 5 or 6 rows of rectangular panels. Cut your foam board so each piece is about a 1/4 inch smaller than the opening, so it presses in with a friction fit. Foil side facing out toward the metal door so it reflects the sun's heat back out. Push each panel into place. On most doors, the retainer clips or the panel frame will hold it. If not, a few dabs of construction adhesive or foil tape lock it in. Do the whole door in an afternoon. Then check the room over the next few hot days, how fast it heats up, whether the AC in there runs less, whether it finally feels like the rest of the house. One warning, and this one matters: foam adds weight, and your garage door is balanced against its springs. Use lightweight foam board. The white beadboard type is very light, and after you're done, disconnect the opener and lift the door halfway by hand. If it slides down or shoots up on its own, the balance is off, and you'll want a garage door tech to adjust the spring tension. Don't ignore that. Also, foam board is combustible, so keep it clear of anything that gets hot. A water heater, a furnace, any flame source in the garage needs its proper clearance. The plain English lesson is this: the hottest room in your house often isn't a room at all. It's the garage next to it quietly cooking through a sheet of bare metal. $40 of foam on the back of that door stops the heat before it ever reaches your living space, because you're working upstream, fixing the source instead of fighting the symptom. That's it for today. I hope you learned a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.